This looks like Prime Minister Narendra Modi's new global mission. We're talking about a three-nation tour. It starts with Japan. It is also going to build about the relationship with G7 nations. So what are we expecting as Prime Minister Modi is just leaving in the next few minutes, as we are being told, scheduled for about 9:15 a.m. Prime Minister Modi is all set to be only the second Indian Prime Minister to visit the Japanese city of Hiroshima. Hiroshima, of course, remember, is famous because it was the target of the first ever atomic bombing by the United States of America. It was a nightmare that brought World War II to an end. Prime Minister Modi will join G7 leaders to pay a tribute at the Peace Memorial in Hiroshima. But with the attending the G7 summit this weekend, the journey will have this milestone visit. But what else is significant? For close India-Japan ties, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida hailing from Hiroshima itself. So during the summit, Prime Minister will speak at the G7 session with partner countries. The bilateral meetings are also scheduled. There is going to be focus on climate change, sustainable development and economic development. Who else is going to be a part of this meeting? US President Joe Biden, UK's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, French President Emmanuel Macron, along with other leaders at this crucial G7. First, let's talk about India-Japan. Prime Minister Modi going to Japan, and for that I want to go across to our Foreign Affairs Editor, Geeta Mohan. Geeta, of course, this is about G7. This is as much about India-Japan. Let's talk about the first leg of this visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi that begins today.
Well, he is just going to leave, like you said, in moments from now. His departure statement, quite extensive, speaks about all the three-nation tour that he's going to do, he's going to embark upon. Beginning with Japan, and like you said, Hiroshima is a unique city, so nuclear disarmament will be top of the discussion at the G7 summit, where India is a guest nation. And this also owing to the Russia-Ukraine war, where there have been a lot of conversations, Pooja, with regards to nuclear threats and food and energy security, development security issues. All those areas will be covered that right now are the biggest challenges world over. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to speak on Saturday in the first working session and subsequently in the rest of the working sessions and on Sunday as well. There is another working session. After which he is going to go to Papua New Guinea and then to Australia for the annual bilateral summit. There was going to be a quad in Australia, which is not to happen because Biden has cancelled his visit. The quad leaders certainly are going to meet in Hiroshima itself. In Papua New Guinea, Pooja, if I may just conclude with, the Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation will be hosted jointly by the Prime Ministers of Papua New Guinea and India. And all 14 Pacific nations have confirmed participation. It is going to be very important when it comes to the maritime Indo-Pacific architecture, security architecture, and the conversations that will lead to maybe a more cohesive grouping where the protection and freedom of navigation will be top of the discussion.
Geeta, very interesting. Please stay on with me because let's, for our viewers, help update them about what really is the significance of this three-nation tour that Prime Minister Modi is embarking on.